Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. My name is Anya and today I'm going to be bringing you a special Father's Day message. So I actually have a very special father in my life. My own father actually raised me by himself. My mom passed away when I was very young, unfortunately. I was 2 days short of turning 5 years old. And so from that time on, my father took on both father and mother roles in my life. My dad was definitely never the type that would shy away from any task that involved me because he was a man. My dad definitely took on both hats of both parents and said, I am going to move forth in making sure that I am doing anything and everything that I can to rear my child in the right direction. And I definitely not only applaud him for it, but admire him, and 100% don't even know till this day how he was able to do that, because it wasn't only me. I do have other siblings, and when we think about a man having girls to take care of and to actually bring up by himself is a feat beyond compare in my book. So he was actually able to do it for many years by himself until he actually did remarry after I was in my late teens. He was my everything, my dad, and he continues to be a very good advice source. He gave me so much in terms of learning lessons, life lessons, motivation. He would always definitely try to instill in us really good, basic, solid values that would carry us through. You know, he was definitely not the type that would shy away from a conversation because it seemed difficult or because it seemed inappropriate or anything like that. And this is just one very simple example of how good he was with us. He would manage to untangle my hair after every shower and every bath, and my hair was long. My hair was like a big poofy mess, and he would manage it for me like nobody's business. Like, it was intense, and I sometimes would cry, would scream, would run away, would say all of these things, and he would just nope. There's one time that I didn't allow him to actually comb my hair for a few days, and I had these huge knots. If you actually have children and they do this to you, you would understand. Long hair, you know, everything rubbing in the back of my neck, and there were these huge knots in the back of my neck, and I would not let him touch it. And he said to me, well, that's fine. If you don't want to untangle those knots, we're gonna have to cut it. And then I sat there and allowed him to go through and take all the knots out. And that's just one simple example in one occasion of the many years that my dad actually spent pouring into our lives as the single source of parenthood. And you know, this was a man that went through having minimum wage jobs in a country where he did not speak the language, with people that he didn't know around him, and he did it to support us. He did it without going out on dates. He did it without having a social life while he was still in his early 40s, mid 40s, late 40s, and even into his 50s. He didn't go out. He didn't spend any time partying. He didn't spend any time away from us, from his family. He gave us such a great and honorable example to follow. And I think that, 100%, I thank him for giving us those life lessons. I know that I definitely gave him some headaches. Not going to say that, you know, everything turned out perfect because of the example that he displayed for us. No, I definitely have made wrong choices, and my choices have in turn had consequences. I actually think that his ability to focus on what was important, on, you know, kind of tilting me in the right direction eventually, and letting me have enough freedom to make, you know, the wrong choices even when he knew that it was the wrong one, was also a very valuable life lesson. I'm sure that he would have stopped me if he saw that I was walking to jump off a cliff. But in these life, day-to-day little lessons that we learn, if we don't give our children enough leeway to actually learn from their own mistakes, I think it's worse in the end. And so he actually was able to learn a very great balance between being able to say, nope, this is no, and that's it, to, okay, you know, sounds good, you do your thing, you let me know how it turns out in the end. I will suffer with you, because let me tell you, my dad would make it super clear that not only would I suffer the consequences of my bad actions, but he would also suffer with me, and sometimes even more. But he definitely always respected my ability to make decisions and to go and follow my heart. He was there to pick up pieces. He was there to give me words of encouragement, to dry my tears, to give me hugs when I needed them. He was there always. He was there every single day and continues to be there. And I love him so much for it. My husband, he is a different type of amazing father. The way that he has been able to be with our son Sebastian is beyond compare. Anything that I could have ever even imagined or dreamed, he's better. Like, not only by a little bit, by an amount that I wouldn't even be able to describe. The love, the support, the lessons, the time, the patience that he has with Sebastian, and I definitely know with our future baby girl, is amazing. I definitely know that he's the type of dad that will exemplify what they are supposed to do with their children when they grow up. I take lessons from him. I look at him and I take notes. I admire the way he behaves around our children, both the way he loves them, the way he is such an amazing father. And this is definitely not something that I would have even imagined before having children, but definitely something that I did pray for, because I wanted our children to have the opportunity to have the type of relationship that I had with my father. And I didn't have an example of what it would be like to have a mother, because I was so young when my mom passed away. And I have heard how amazing and wonderful and strong and courageous and beautiful and fun-loving my mom was. I mean, I've heard all of these things, and I'm sure that they would have held true had she continued with us. But unfortunately, I cannot draw back from an actual memory to actually, you know, solidify those words. You know, I can only imagine what she was like. But I was able to witness my dad, and I was able to see what actually I thought was a perfect father. As a matter of fact, I had a huge argument with one of my high school teachers. I was already in high school. I was a junior in high school. And I had a huge argument with them because I said to her, my dad was perfect. And that teacher said to me, nobody's perfect. And I understand now as an adult what she meant by that statement. But in that moment, I was so emotionally stuck on my idea that my dad was perfect that I didn't let it go. I couldn't let it go. And I told her, you're wrong. My dad, he's perfect. And so for many, many years, I've held on to the truth, that my truth at least, that my dad is the perfect dad. And having that example to actually like superimpose on somebody else, in many ways I thought was going to be very unfair, because I couldn't even see how anybody could ever fit the bill. Like, how could anybody do as good as my dad has done? And let me tell you, 100%, I am so happy that I married the man that I did. If I mean, for many other things, but if for nothing else, because of the type of father that he is. Amazing. It's truly amazing. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this special message with you. And I want to tell you, if you are a father, if you are a mother that is also acting like a father, if you know a father out there that needs to hear this message, please let them know. It's not really about how much money you have in the bank. It's not about what your words of wisdom will be in the special moment of a special day. It's about being there with your child. It's about doing things that will be great examples for them. And it's mostly about the love and support that you offer these children on a day-to-day basis. I can tell you, as a child that grew up with a dad that I still till this day admire and have in the highest regard, the days that he spent with me doing absolutely nothing but just loving me and being with me are the most valuable. The days that I see my husband spend the time with our child Sebastian, I know he will cherish forever. So I encourage you to definitely spend the time with your children, to love them, to support them, and forget about all of the other things, because they're definitely not as important. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you have not already. Give this video a like, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.